Hello everyone, my name is Brandy Martinez and this is my data analysis protocol for Module 12. So I'm just going to give a little bit of an overview here. I have my protocol first, and then I have my graphic organizer, and then I have a little graphic that I made. So I feel like if I were to present this, I would probably show this first, this graphic, just to kind of get some wheels turning and orient everyone to kind of know what we're talking about. And then I would jump in and actually show the data analysis protocol. So I feel like I wrote this in a way where anyone can understand it. We have veteran teachers, we have first-year teachers, we have teachers that are new to the district that are coming in whenever we have staff developments or professional developments. And I feel like it's important for everyone to be on the same page. Sometimes we use acronyms or we talk about different things, and some people are like, what are you talking about? Because they haven't been exposed to them. So I feel like I just kind of wanted to outline everything a little bit better so that whoever is in the room understands exactly what we're doing. So I started off by answering the question, what is data analysis protocol? And to me, that's a set of steps that we can follow to intentionally analyze data so we can make the best data-driven decisions for our students. So I think that word intentionally is very important because I think everyone needs to have that at the forefront of their minds. This is intentional. What we're doing is intentional. The second one, who benefits from this data analysis? So sometimes we have to think about that. What are we doing this for? Who benefits from this? So teachers, students, and stakeholders. Teachers and stakeholders are going to understand where students are and the action steps needed for continuous improvement. And in turn, students will improve because of the action steps put into place from analyzing data. It's a win-win. And then the next part I wanted to outline are what are the types of data that we can analyze. So there's 4 types. Demographic, perceptual, student learning, and school process. Because of this course, I have been enlightened to know that there is just more than student learning. And I feel like most of the time, most teachers, we only think about student learning. We know that we're analyzing different types of data, but it all kind of falls under student learning to us, or that's how it was for me before I took this course. So I think it's important to kind of outline and define those different types so that everyone, once again, is on the same playing field. Then I broke down the steps that I have in my graphic organizer because these are the things that I want teachers to be putting into their boxes. So I defined what I wanted in data, what vision and goals needed to have, what reflect needed to have, action, and evaluate. And then the teachers would get to doing that. So I would want teachers to do this in their teams, maybe in their content areas, whatever it is that they want to do it in is fine. But I also gave down here some examples of those different types of data that we can look at. So I truthfully feel like I made this user-friendly, and hopefully if I were to give this out at a professional development or a staff meeting, everyone would understand and there would be a little bit of buy-in, because I feel like if I received something like this, I would know exactly what we were doing. So please give me any and all feedback. Thank you so much.